Webheads, you're in for a special treat because we get a second haul this week. So stay tuned to see what I picked up in round 2. Hey, yo, my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you Spider Slayer's comic book haul. This is episode 455, and this is round 2. Ding, ding! Let's get it started. That's right, fans, this is the video series where each and every week I show you, the comic book fans, what I picked up at the comic book store, which is Comic Central. They always provide the latest, the greatest, the newest, the hottest comic books for me to buy, and also, most importantly, the greatest customer service. So if you guys are ever in the Central Florida area in Sanford, go ahead and stop on by. All right, guys, so let's not waste any more time. It's time for the mysterious black bag. That's right. What's inside the mysterious black bag? Well, it's always a mystery. You just know that there's comics inside, right? So here we go, guys. The haul once again. Now, obviously, I got all the DC books earlier in the week, but due to, I think it was a diamond error, that's why everyone did not get all their books in time. That was the issue. So, here we go. Here is the stack. When I got the stack, I was kind of like, oh, wait, I kind of thought I got most of my comic books already. But no, I did not. I wasn't even close. So here we go with the haul, starting off with the Amazing Spider-Man issue 56, the variant edition. This cover is absolutely awesome. I love the way Spider-Man here looks. It reminds me of Todd McFarlane. I think, is it Philip Tan who does this actual cover? Yeah, it's Philip Tan who does this cover. This is a gorgeous cover. One of my favorite covers of the week. So absolutely happy to have this. Here is some of the interior art in case you guys have not picked up your Marvel books yet this week. And I want to know in the comments below, did you get your Marvel books? Didn't you? We have some Mark Bagley artwork in this. So really nice looking book. So that's the Amazing Spider-Man. That's issue 56. All right, next. Speaking of more Spider-Man, I wasn't going to pick this up, but again, the cover on this one, it's an In-Huck Lee variant, and this is Symbiote Spider-Man Marvel Tales book. And so this has, I think, a couple of reprinted copies in here. Yeah, it's got Secret Wars when he developed the first, when he brought the first Symbiote Spider-Man suit to Earth. So I was like, yeah, that's kind of cool, you know, seeing that reprinted stuff, and, you know, you'll have easy access to read it anytime. So that's really awesome. So it's another one of those Marvel Tales with a wonderful cover on it. All right. Next, we go on to more Marvel, and we have King in Black tie-in. This is the Venom issue. Not sure what to expect here when it comes to Venom. Looking forward to it because in the last issue, spoilers, in case you have not noticed, you know, Venom died. Eddie Brock died. You know, there's nothing left. The symbiote was ripped from him. Eddie died on the operating table. He did fall to that, you know, to his death. And I wonder now if we're going to see him in like this abyss type of thing where it's like the afterlife and he's got to kind of raise himself back. I'm not sure, but based off of what I'm seeing just in these opening pages, it looks like that we might definitely see that. So that's Venom. That's issue 32. All right. Next, more Marvel Comics. This one goes to Thor. This is issue 11. Can't say enough about Donny Cates' series. When it comes to Thor, it's absolutely a phenomenal series. This plays tribute to an earlier cover in Thor. I forgot the issue number that it actually is, but this is a great series with Donald Blake and everything, and it ended off with the last issue with him Donald Blake going after Jane Foster Thor. So I'm like, what is going on there? But check out this like world that we're in here. It's so good, man. I cannot wait. This is usually like on top of my pile to read every week. I got a lot of reading to do, a lot of catching up to do because of this delay. I'm a little frustrated with it because it's the second week in a row. Hopefully now they got their act together. So speaking of more Marvel and more King in Black, we got the Symbiote Spider-Man. This is issue 3. This has been more of a promotion book for not even King in Black, but for Black Knight. And this story's been really just average for me. Nothing like the first 2 tales of Symbiote Spider-Man, not on the same level, I think, of writing. And I think maybe because it's forced to do this whole tie-ins to King in Black or whatnot. Wow, this ad just has me so intrigued. Avengers Mech Strike. I want to see what Mech Strike has to offer. This actually gets me more excited than Symbiote Spider-Man itself. Here's some more action here. Avengers Mech Strike. They're going to form a Zoid and it's going to become like an ultimate Avengers robot. Now we're taking it to the next level. All right, let's move on. More Marvel stuff. We have Star Wars. This is issue 10. This past couple issues of Star Wars has been kind of a lackluster to me. It's been very slow, not a lot of action. But where it's at when it comes to the Star Wars series is the Darth Vader one. I want to see this pick up and dive more into, I don't know, them dealing with Darth Vader themselves or the Empire somehow. I don't know, but it's just been a lot of narration and dialogue and just them dealing with Tarkin's like understudy and stuff like that. It hasn't been too exciting, so hopefully it picks up soon. All right, next from Marvel, we wound up getting Spider-Woman King in Black issue 8. This overall story, even though it's kind of loosely tied into King in Black, it's been really good. Seeing Jessica Drew go through the emotion that she's going through of possibly dying, meeting her family, finding a cure for her disease. Her entire family is at stake and just doing things that she shouldn't normally doing. And it almost reminds you of like how someone would go through if they went through like if they had a drug problem. It's pretty interesting. It's a really good story. I like it. The artwork is really good. And seeing Jessica unhinged here shows you like how scary of a person she could be if she was not on your side. So this is a really good book. This is Spider-Woman. This is issue 8. Definitely recommend it. All right, next from Marvel, and this has been dropping down, but we're getting to the end of this, right? This is Juggernaut issue 5. This has been an okay series. It started off really strong, but it's just been going down the tubes for me, and I basically picked this one up just to kind of finish it off to see what it has to offer. Juggernaut's been teaming up with this character by the name of D-Cell. She's a YouTuber, and she's always online no matter what she does, and we've getting to see Juggernaut kind of turn his act around and whatnot. It's good to see some of the history behind the character or his transformation or whatnot. So it's been all right, but it hasn't been phenomenal. All right, next, let's see. We got more Marvel stuff here. We got a lot of Marvel stuff. Holy crap! What a week, man. Next is Iron Man issue 5. This has to continue with the whole Korvac thing. Love that cover by Alex Ross anyway. Oh, this is cool, man. I don't know if okay, this is just going to be a spoiler page. So just in case you haven't read it, just kind of close your eyes for a minute and your ears. But they got Misty Knight in there, and then they got Scarlet Spider in there. Dude, that's so cool. So this title's been picking up pretty good. I love how our characters are written, and I loved what happens here to Patsy Walker. She's been going through some stuff, and Korvac looks like he's been controlling her. Those two have been developing a relationship with each other. So it's been a good series. I do like the artwork in here. It is a really nice looking book. Look at this. This is cool. So again, you can see Hellcat, Patsy Walker, she's been going through some stuff. Great read. I like it. It's been getting better each and every issue. I know a lot of people dropped it after the first issue, but I would continue to give it a try, man. All right. Next, Hellions issue 8, coming off of Ten of Swords. The first issue of this since Ten of Swords was okay. We get to see Psylocke at the mercy of Sinister. He has something in control that's holding her at his will, basically. And I think it's been kind of cool. The artwork, again, this one is another nice looking book, bright, vibrant colors, and you're going to see Psylocke be at Sinister's side because he's got something at play against her. So it's cool. It's an all right book so far since the return, but these story arcs still have to redevelop again, and it's going to take some time. And I think that's why some people are kind of dropping off of the X books, because you had momentum going and then everything was interrupted with Ten of Swords, and then they kind of picked up from those story threads. And then what happens is then you got to kind of get reintroduced to those story threads. So it's a little bit frustrating that way. All right. So guys, I usually do Facebook shout outs every Wednesday on my regular comic book hauls. So if you want to become part of my group, it's called Comic Book Corner 2.0, Webheads Unite. You guys can just go on my Facebook group page. I'll approve you, and you get to be part of a community that's really awesome. They get to share their comic books. Everyone gets to share their hauls, their collections, their statues, and everyone has great conversation with each other. If you want to be a part of that, if you want to be, it's like an extension of my channel. If you want to be a part of that, just go ahead on there. Again, I'll approve you. It's a lot of fun. All right, so let's go ahead back to the haul. More King in Black, and we have Guardians of the Galaxy. King in Black. How does this all tie in? Well, they probably fight symbiotic dragons that are in space. What is that? Is that Null? That is creepy. Oh my God, this artwork is rough. I don't know how this all ties in. I have not read a Guardians book in a very long time, so I'm curious to see what they have to offer. Yep, there it is. There's a symbiotic dragon. That's what most of these tie-ins have been about. So Guardians of the Galaxy, issue 10, King in Black tie-in. All right, I have still Marvel books coming. The Eternals issue 1. That's the next one on the list. I am not excited about this book whatsoever. I don't know what it's about. I don't know the characters. I don't even think the artwork is that great in this book, just looking at it. But I want it to help me get familiar with these characters, so when the movie comes out, I know something about them. But I can tell right away this is not going to interest me just from the artwork alone. What is that thing? Oh my God. Oh, dude. Eternals issue 1. All right. Next. What do we got? Do we have any more Marvel stuff? I think we're done after this. The Amazing Spider-Man main cover. So obviously this starts a new story arc, I guess, with Norman and Kingpin. What's up with Norman? Is he good now? Is he bad now? Like, is he like in between? What happens with Kindred? Like, I need to know more. I got to read that story. All right. So now I think we have more. We have more Marvel. So we have Marvel Return of the Valkyries, issue 1. Now, we got to see Valkyrie in, I think, King in Black, issue 2. So now we get to see how her people, all the Valkyries, are tied into this whole thing. So I guess maybe Jane Foster obviously lives because of what happens in Thor. Because she wouldn't be in this series, right, if she didn't. And they have to have somebody since Thor is missing. So there we have the Return of Valkyries. Okay. And then, I can't believe I forgot to put this in my comic book cover of the year, but this was mentioned in there from a good friend, Peter Barker, saying, Mike, how did you miss this? But it's Return of the Valkyries. This is the variant cover. This is the Art Germ cover. And I was like, whoa, how did I miss that? So that's a really nice looking variant cover. But if you want to vote for it and you haven't voted on the first week of the year, go ahead and vote for it. But yeah, that's kind of cool. All right. Now I think we have finally some independence. So we have The Walking Dead Deluxe. This is issue 6. Obviously, we get to see the point now where we have Shane and what's his face? Rick going at it against each other. Book is always awesome when it's in color. It's such a new reading experience, and I've said it before, I love reading it again for the second time when it comes out month to month. So really cool to have that. The quality of the book is much better too as well, and the covers there are done by David Finch. Another independent book we got is the Resistance Reborns. So this is coming off of the Resistance book. This is like a volume 2, and we get to see this universe of heroes develop in this AWA world. And so I read Erratic. So he comes from that. Check out the pages in this, man. So it looks pretty cool. It is definitely oversized, but it doesn't look like a dialogue-heavy book at all. But we get to see all these heroes kind of become reborn, or the people that were sick with the illness be reborn and develop all these superpowers. So that's kind of cool. Then we have Crossover. We have issue 3 from Donny Cates, another great book so far. The story is getting more and more fleshed out by each issue. The first issue was there. The second one was like, oh, this is kind of cool. And by the time you got to that cliffhanger, and look at this, towards the middle of the book here, we get to see like this Gundam-like character fighting in the world of Crossover. So that's cool too. So we have Crossover issue 3. And then we have Firepower issue 7, written by Robert Kirkman, which is another masterpiece. Such a great book. I love this book. This has got to be my favorite indie of the year. I say it every time. Like, I always contemplate myself, going, well, what is my favorite indie? And this is going back to 2020, but this has got to be it. This was one of those surprises that I never thought would be such a great comic book to read. So that's Firepower issue 7. And then I wound up getting for free the Marvel Previews book, which has all the King in Black stuff and all the stuff that's coming out. Check out that Peach Momoko. That's pretty nice. And I love this for all the artwork that's inside of it, because you guys know how I always change my backgrounds all the time, and I use these books to actually do that. So if I see something cool and I have the time, that's what I do. I change it up. So there you guys have it. There is the haul, round 2. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Now I want to know in the comments below, were your comic books delayed? Did you finally go back to the comic book store and pick them up? Or are you just passing up on this week's comics and just said, forget it, I just got DC Future State because I want to save some money for next week, which is another huge week. I want to know all that and more. If you like this channel, subscribe. If you like this video, subscribe. If you want notifications from me, hit that bell. And until next time, guys, I'll leave you more content right here to check out. And this is Mike Spider Slayer, Comic Book Corner 2.0 signing off. I'll see you guys next time.